Welcome to our Glory Globe TV viewers. Breaking news is Simchat Greyman had to pause several times when describing the evidence of sexual violence he saw when recovering bodies of victims of the October 7 Hamas terror attack on Israel. One body was so severely brutalized that he and his colleagues from Jaka, the ultra-Orthodox Jewish human remains recovery organizations, could not tell whether it was a man or a woman. Greyman described finding a woman who was shot in the back of her head, lying on her bed, neck from her waist down. A leaf grenade was planted in her hand. And then there was the body with the nails. I was called into a house. I was told there are few bodies over there. I saw in front of my eyes a woman laying down. She was naked and she had nails. Greyman managed to say before pausing for a long time, struggling to get the words out. She had nails and different objects in her female organs. Her body was brutalized in a way that we could not identify her. He added, the trauma clearly visible on his face. Greyman was testifying at a United Nations session on sexual and gender-based violence in October 7 Hamas terror attack hosted by Israel at an UN headquarters in Newark on Monday. He was one of several eyewitnesses invited to address the meeting, providing evidence that sexual violence and rape occurred and were weaponized by Hamas during the attack. CNN cannot independently verify individual allegations and claims. However, several first responders who attended the scenes of the October 7 attack told CNN the attacks were overwhelmingly gruesome and that some female victims were found unraised. The evidence of sexual violence presented during the session at the UN was ample and overwhelming and came from different sources, while Greyman spoke about his experience from the search and rescue operation. AI Richard, a superintendent with the Israeli police, shared information gathered during the investigation so far. She said survivors of the terror attack told investigators they witnessed Hamas terrorists perpetrating sexual violence against the victims. She quoted testimonies of several individuals, all of whom either directly witnessed sexual violence or saw clear evidence of it. There were girls with broken pelvis due to the repetitive rapes. Their legs were split, white apart in a split. Richard quoted one survivor of the Nova Music Festival massacre as saying, "We heard girls that were pulled out from the shelters, girls that shouted. They raped girls, burned them just after that. All the bodies outside were burned," Richard said, reading from another testimony. Sari Mendes, a Israeli Defense Forces reservist who looked after the bodies of female soldiers killed during the attack, also described the evidence she saw, saying many of the bodies arrived in bloody, shredded rags or just an underwear, and their underwear was often very bloody. Photographs and videos from the census pack Mendes accounts. A video geolocated by CNN to the neighborhood in Gaza showed a young barefoot woman pulled from the trunk of a jeep by a gunman and then forced into the back seat of the car. Her trousers were soaked with what appeared to be blood. Same. Beyond the report.